Welcome everyone to the Genesis Pass AMA, in which we talk about the AMA, about the Genesis Pass that we are releasing. So, got some things to you guys as well. We have Brett and Ryan here, who is our co-founders, and yeah, today's topic is just going to be like features and features and features. So, if you have any questions about what features you want to see in the future or what features are you looking forward to when you are a holder, we can talk about it right now, right? But with that said, I'd like to give it off to Brett and Ryan here. Thank you guys so much.
Butler. I'm the CEO and co founder of Brass Synergy. And really, what we're trying to be able to do is create a place where everybody, regardless of where you are in the world, kind of your age, your experience in crypto, and really connects with good people, good opportunities, and good projects. For us, we've been in the space since 2015. I was very lucky to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, along with several coins that completely tanked. And through it all, connected with so many incredible people. One of the things that Ryan and I, when we first met, we were in a project called ICOT. We were two of the first holders that were in that community. We brought that to over 50,000 community members, took it to over $100 million market cap. And unfortunately, the founder ended up pulling a rug pull, which, for those of you who have been in crypto and Web3, unfortunately, it's something that's all too common. And so after that, I did a bunch of consulting work, was a part of different projects, creating the business plans, tokenomics, white papers, helping to build communities, just trying to be able to dive in and learn. And one of the things that every community and project that I was in, regardless of whether I was a builder, a holder, just an investor in it, I noticed that there wasn't really a great hub where people could be able to go to be able to learn, connect, and find good opportunities with legitimate projects. And when I talked with projects, everybody, regardless of whether it is a bear market or a bull market, they're always looking for community members. They're always looking for different team members to help execute their vision. And that's really what we're building at Brass Synergy. So with that, that's a little bit of my background. Ryan, I'll turn it over to you just to give kind of a quick overview, and then we'll hop into talking more about the Genesis Pass, the updates for this past week, and then getting into the specific questions and our NFT giveaway. So Ryan?
Thanks, Brett. Yeah, so a little bit about me. Like Brett said, we met some time ago in that project ICOT. My background is really more in sales and community building. After after that experience with ICOT, talked to Brett, and like you said, we've always found that there really wasn't ever a great spot for people to go, whether it was just to connect with good people, even find jobs, things like that. So, that's what Breast Energy is going to be all about. For me, my biggest thing honestly, I don't know about all of you guys, but I know from my team members, I'm one of the oldest people on my team. Truthfully, I'm 46. For me, it's always been about life work balance. I've gone through the majority of my life working a 9 to 5, sometimes longer. And what I really wanted to do, part of my vision with all this was to be able to give people the opportunity to work when they want, where they want, and how they want. So through Brass, you're going to be able to do part time, full time, contract work, gig work, freelancing, all that type of stuff. And you guys could really work how you want to. You could expand on your education. You could change paths through our academy. We have a lot of things that are going to be part of our full ecosystem that is really going to help further educate you, change career paths, or just make things get you better training in the fields that you're already in, so you can get higher pay, you know, get promoted, get that promotion you're always looking for, and things like that. So I'm just going to stop there real quick, and we can just get into the questions. And if you have any questions for me personally, feel free to drop them in chat, and we can go over that way.
Perfect. So I know that we prepared a couple of different things for going and breaking down the pass itself. So for those of you that don't know, the Genesis Pass is going to be the pinnacle asset within our ecosystem. And we're going through and continuing to add different benefits because we want to appeal to two dramatically different markets. The first are the people that are in crypto and Web3 that are community members. You're not necessarily wanting to work, but you're wanting to invest in crypto and Web3 and be a part of a community that's really trying to make a difference, like the legitimate degens that are in the space in the purest sense of the word. The other category are for people that are wanting to use this platform to be able to better their lives, their families' lives, really find an opportunity to work anywhere in the world with some of the top brands and companies in the space. And so, to that effect, if we look at that to the degens that are out there, one of the biggest things that you're going to get with this is access to our Genesis Club. For those of you that missed last week, I've been constantly connecting with some of the top Web2 and Web3 brands in the entire world. So in Web2, you may have heard of companies like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and being able to get connected with them and see how can we be able to take Web3 components and bring them to Web2 and bring in top Web2 talent and bring that to Web3, whether it's a top hiring manager, whether it's the developer, it could be C suite level individuals that are thinking about technology and how the future is going to be changing over the next 3 to 5 years. And you guys being at the forefront of that to be able to connect with people that it would normally take $25,000 to $100,000 just to get an appointment with them. On the Web3 side, we're constantly talking with some of the biggest brands, not just in Solana, but across the Web3 ecosystem. Where we see this is being able to have different collaborations with the top NFT projects and the top brands in the space. So if they are ever looking for a potential airdrop or they're being able to release an NFT and they're trying to be able to find people to be able to get on their wait list or their white list, depends on like the verbiage that are out there, as well as those that are looking for top opportunities. We want them to come to us first because they know that our legitimate company and our community is comprised of all the OGs, legit builders, and people that are passionate about Web3 and doing the best that they can to better the entire world. So, on the DGen side, access to the Genesis Club, there's also passive income opportunities where you can be able to stake your Genesis Pass and be able to get a portion of the net platform revenue that we create as a company, as well as the net transaction revenue when other people are buying and selling. There's also being able to make sure that your highest priority within the bot. So imagine you are a community member and you're trying to be able to find a job. Being able to put your resume out there. Right now, we have over 500,000 users across, I think it's, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, it's between 85 and 90 partnerships right now.
Yes, around that number.
Yeah, exactly. Making Brass Energy your Web3 home, KK. That's what we're trying to be able to do with this. So the Genesis Pass is rewarding people who believe in the vision long term, but also want to be able to get utility immediately from it. Now, in terms of those that are looking at the platform and seeing that the AI bot that we're building is just scratching the surface, our vision for this project is that you really have a personalized opportunity planner. So whether you're looking for jobs, events, airdrops, alpha groups, connections. It tracks all that information and it connects you and wades through all the BS on your Twitter timelines. It could be anywhere else in your feed, and directly in your DM, you get legitimate opportunities that are exclusive to our community, and you get access to the best stuff in the entire world. You also will get access to our entire ecosystem as we continue to build that out. So, starting with the bot, building into our various algorithms, which leads into our talent marketplace, which leads into our broader content creator academy. So, the opportunities, like Ryan said, to be able to follow what and do whatever it is that you love and be rewarded for it, that's what we're all about. So I know that's a lot. Quick recap on kind of the investment speculator side, being able to get access to the Genesis Club, the discounts, partnerships, passive income opportunities through the net platform revenue that we create as a project, being able to have highest priority within our bot, as well as our entire ecosystem, exclusive access to us as a core team, really driving the development of the project. Also, lifetime access to the entire ecosystem with 0% transaction and placement fees. You also get things like advertising credits, and a lot of these benefits will be able to stack, as well as access to exclusive events. So I saw in the chat that we're really trying to blend Web 2 and Web 3. We're trying to blend in person and virtual, because we know that there are people that are out there that are wanting to take connections that are halfway across the world and be able to host an event to where we all show up and you meet people from other projects that are in our community. We're able to take things that are working and learn from things that aren't, because collectively there's enough out there to where we can all be able to win. So those are some of the benefits of the Genesis Pass itself. We're continuing to be able to add to that, though, legitimately on a daily basis. So I know several of you were wanting to know more about the specifics of the pass. The chat has been on fire. Let me know if that answers some of your questions.
And I'll just jump in that process real quick, guys. So just to give you a quick example of the stacking process. Um, let's say you decide to buy oh, 5 NFTs, for example. Each NFT has $1,000 of advertising credit. Okay, that's $5,000 in advertising credit. Um, you could hold that to for a period of time up until the platform is about to be full, and then decide to uh, take those 5 NFTs, combine them together, and sell that off to a company or a business that is looking to come onto the platform. And you could turn your 5 NFTs, which would be roughly I know it's like roughly like around a soul, a little bit more. We haven't really depended on full price yet, but you could take like a $800,000 investment, maybe turn it around and sell it for, let's say, half of what the advertising credit for is. That's $2,500. Or maybe you decide to sell it for full price or $5,000, with whatever the market demands. But you could take it and just flip that NFT and really make a nice little profit for yourself. Or better yet, you can hold on to one, combine four together, and then just do the same process, and it just maths out that way. So it's the stacking capabilities really gives everybody endless ability to really not only take advantage of the platform itself by coming on, getting free membership, getting the advertising credits for yourself, but then you could also turn around, combine a couple of them together, and sell them off to get a nice little flip for the purchases that you made. So again, while the questions are rolling in here, I just wanted to throw that out there. And if you guys want to keep throwing in the questions, we'll have Mark read them out. We'll keep asking.
Yeah, that's a great point, Ryan. We really wanted to try and set this up to where, regardless of how involved you guys wanted to be, you were rewarded for being first. We're going to look back on this in the coming weeks, and we were super ecstatic to have 31 people. Imagine when we have 300 people on this, and 3,000. Like, this is going to where we are going to have millions of people in our community, just by the fact of every community that we reach out to, that we talk about this. We want to be able to help major projects like Cyberfrogs, for example. We love what they're doing with their tech and with the Thor trading bot. How can we be able to help them grow? How can we be able to take some of the top Web3 and Web2 communities and say, you're trying to be able to find legitimate people in Web3. We have a community of hundreds of thousands of users. Let's put the bot in your community. Let's partner up and see how we can help you guys win because we know we're going to be here for the long haul. And so we're not growing by 5, 10, hundreds of members. We're growing by thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of users. Every partnership that we make now, we're talking with several brands that have 500,000 users. And previously, months ago, they were, okay, you guys are doing something pretty cute. Now they're coming to us, which is really exciting for all of us.
It's insane, guys. It's insane. But yeah, appreciate it, Brett, Ryan. We have a couple of questions, by the way, from the people. Let me read them off for you first. So Blue asked, in the future, will you have a soul-bound token?
So that is something that we are exploring. We're trying to be able to break down a couple of different systems, but we haven't made a full decision yet as of right now. We've gone back and forth to be able to balance the personalization of a user's account as well as trying to factor in if somebody uses the platform and they want to be able to sell their NFT in the future, do we restrict that? Or do we give them a way to be able to exit, knowing full well that it creates an opportunity for somebody else? So as soon as we have an answer on that, I will let you know. But as of now, unfortunately, can't fully answer it.
Right, appreciate it. And we have a couple of questions, by the way. Crypto Germ asked examples of the NFT. We'll be sharing it very soon. We're giving more time to our artists, so there will be some sneak peeks coming in the next following AMA. So feel free to join every time to get a chance to like see what the art is. But I'm telling you guys, our artist actually worked with Marvel, Pixar, um, all these big brands, Disney. Guys, these are our childhood, and we have the artist for that. Insane, right? So, Marky asked as well. There are look, I can just answer this right. Like how to get an NFT. So, there are two ways to get an NFT, right? First is minting it in, getting an allow list over at the general chat. Just do allow list slash allow list, and you will get a chance to be in part of the allow list to mint on a much more affordable rate in Sol. And also at the same time, there is another way, which is basically this is just very new, right? If you are here in the AMA, just vibing with everyone in the community, just vibing with us here, with Brett, Ryan, me, and we're just hanging out in this AMA, for sure, you will get a chance to win that NFT next week. Similar to how we have KK, Elect, and Blue, they are the people that really vibed in last week's session. So with that, they were picked by the team. So yeah. Uh,
Absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's proceed with the other question. I guess this is really interesting because I really wanna hear from you guys as well around this. So how do the education passes integrate into the platform? Basically, what this question is like, what type of courses or content can the holder expect?
Yeah, so this is an area that we are super excited about, and there's a couple different layers to it. The first is that we're going to go off of what the data is telling us. Because ultimately the goal here is when we're talking about professional development, it's typically geared towards I want to be able to find a job, I want to be able to get a promotion, I want to be able to examine the market. And so we're going to be having courses specifically around what is going to lend itself to that. So that could be community management. Many of you are probably familiar with the course that Mark did. We have courses that build on top of that. So just like you would go to elementary school, then middle, then high school, then the university, and then basically get your master's, that's the framework that we're using for a lot of these core different pillars. Everything from community management to development to uh, due diligence, trading, we want to be able to cover. And so we're going to start with what is the market really needing to be able to support? And because we have all of that data from the bot, we can say that the most in demand position right now are developers and community managers. So how do we establish Brass Synergy as if you need devs or you need community managers, here's where you go. And then it grows from there. The second part of that is we actually want to lean on the community. And so as we expand, because we'll be verifying everybody's background and skills as we grow, this is a way for you guys to be able to monetize your knowledge as well with a full creator economy. So being able to coordinate with Mark, James, and our education team to be able to create courses, or maybe it's one-on-one content to where they get on calls with you to where you can be able to consult or advise. It generates revenue for you. And as a community, we leverage everybody's experience so that way we can all win together. So that, I know that's a really long answer, but there is a ton to be able to go through with that. And that's something we're really, really excited about. And then the last thing I'll say with that is long term, we want to be able to take that data to be able to tell you, okay, uh, Ryan, you're looking for a position in community management. The bot can be able to create your resume, automate the application in seconds, match you with opportunities, and it can examine our entire database and say, you're missing this one skill or this one experience. If you take Mark's course, it's going to increase your reputation score by X percentage. It's going to increase the likelihood that you're going to land a job by 28%, and it's going to decrease your time to hire from 91 days to 22 days. And we can be able to calculate all that and have a pipeline of users coordinating with businesses saying, this is what you need. You need somebody that has this skill set, this experience, is wanting to work in this type of organization with this background. This is the future of what we're building with all of it. So it's all data driven. So that way, if a business comes to us or an individual comes to us, it's all there. And that applies not only to jobs, but we can also apply that to investment opportunities as well. So if you're a founder out there that is looking to be able to raise capital, being able to do that same thing and look at the investment landscape, or you are wanting to be able to, yeah, I'll just stop there because I know that's a lot of information, but those two are the biggest things that are going to be there.
And it's just very exciting to talk about all these things. I mean, people here are already enjoying what we have in the Academy channel. So, what more if they're actually a holder and they would have access to all these things, right?
Yeah,
Insane.
so in terms of being a Genesis holder, the value is that is really in three things to me. The first is the access to us. So we're going to continue doing these AMAs following the Genesis Pass, but as this community continues to be able to grow, you're going to be in separate chats directly with us. Meaning that if you see something that's out there, you want to have a direct line of communication with us, you'll have that. You'll also have early access to everything. So before we release any courses to the general public, everything is going to go to everything is going to go to our Genesis holders first. And it's funny, KK, that you mentioned that. That is in our development timeline. So in the future, we will have a Insta Apply as well as an Insta Hire function, meaning that as you set all of your settings up, and you have your resume, It'll automatically connect you with positions. It'll submit an application and you'll get a DM whenever they're ready to interview or hire you. So it's all automated.
Yeah, I just want to jump in on that and just say that that was one of the biggest things that we spent a lot of time talking about, guys, is we were trying to find out a way to make things the most efficient for everybody. So whether you are a freelancer and you are, getting ready to finish up a job and you were looking for the next gig, or you were on contract work and your contract's coming to an end and you got to apply for another one, um, or you just wanted to kind of switch jobs, but in the process, you got to keep working. We wanted to be able to automate something to where it's automatically pushing out your resume to, to all these other companies that are looking, matching you up, and they'll be sending you to job interviews instead of you going to 50 different job boards, putting up your resume all over the place and hoping for the best. Now the jobs are actually going to be coming to you while you're working, and it's less downtime for you guys and more income if you're more on the freelancing slash contract slash gig side.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for that, Ryan. And we have a couple of questions, by the way, from the people. I think I tagged you guys both. Crypto Germ asked, how do Brass Synergy help with scalability?
Mark, you broke up at the end. Can you repeat that?
Um, Crypto Germ asked if how would Brass Synergy help with scalability?
Can
Hello?
you clarify?
Yeah.
Yeah, can he clarify that in terms of scalability, like of the project or for the individual? I mean, I can answer both, but I don't want to. I want to make sure that he gets the answer that they were wanting.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. If Crypto Germ, if you could send us a clarification around that, that'd be great. Crypto Bay also asked what courses will be offered being a holder of the Genesis Pass. Brett mentioned earlier that it will be a wide variety of courses that are going to be available for each and every one of the holder, and they will also get a chance to talk with subject matter experts and also the core team as well. So, an
Yeah,
exclusive. Yeah, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
no, that's okay. And I was just gonna just kind of clarify it. At the end of the day, guys, we're gonna offer a lot of different courses. The order they come out with is just gonna depend on the data. So, for example, uh, the biggest thing that we had early on was community management. So that was one of the first things that we brought out because one, Mark and his team and James and his team have experience with that. But the second thing is that's what a lot of people were looking for. So we rolled out something for that. We're already actively collecting data to see what the next course or maybe two that we're going to roll out is. As we continue to grow with that, it might be development. So then we'll release, something around development, or it might be um, it could be web design or something like that. Like obviously, I'm just spitballing, but as the data continues to roll in and we see what is in high demand, that's what we're going to release next. And the reason why we did that was because obviously you don't want to release something that nobody's looking for. So the bigger the demand, the quicker that type of stuff will get out. So if you're looking for something specific, I would say, start talking in the Discord channel, and just start, kind of creating a chat around that and let us know what you're looking for, because that will definitely help to let us know what people are looking for. And as our audience gets bigger, that'll just wait itself out properly, and then we can get the next courses that you guys are looking for rolled out.
All right. I hope that answers your question. I saw Brett unmuting as well. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Mark. I was going through and kind of looking. There's one last question that I saw that was, will there be regular updates or enhancements to the benefits of the Genesis Pass NFT? So the answer is yes, in that anything that we create in the ecosystem, the Genesis Pass NFT holder will always have the highest level of access and they will never be offered again. Meaning that right now we have a vision for how the ecosystem is going to grow, but we also know that in Web3, anything can and will happen. So there may be things, and I'm sure there will be, where we can't foresee and we may pivot. We may add additional elements to the ecosystem. And so, as a Genesis Pass NFT holder, you would be getting the highest level on all of that. When we say that you have lifetime access to the entire ecosystem, you will have the highest level of benefits. That's what we mean. If we ever decide to create another NFT following this, those benefits will never be able to be the same as the users and the holders of this Genesis Pass NFT. This is the premier asset that we will release, and we're doing it because we want to be able to reward you guys for being here early. We want to be able to prove before we raise outside capital that we have validation within our community and we're using that money to be able to build, to be able to serve a greater purpose. So I hope that answers your question, Captain Reeps. Great question.
Indeed. And I'd like to answer crypto based question around the Mint party as well. Mint is going to be TBA. Just make sure to check the announcements from time to time. If we send out an announcement, we'll be probably announcing the Mint date and details very soon. But what about the Mint party? So during the Mint we'll have a 24-hour open VC. I'll be there with you guys. Everyone in the core team will be there with you guys hanging around. We'll be giving away a few NFTs for the people who are actually grinding in the Zeely Genesis quests. So if you check Zeely right now, we actually have a dedicated category for the Genesis Pass, and you get a chance to win an NFT at the 24-hour mint party as well. So imagine you mint one and you won one. So you have two, right? So those are the just a few information that I could share. I'd like to share more, but you know, just wait until our announcements are going to be shared, and promise you guys everything will be insane. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Any other questions that we have? Blue said, I think some of us are not aware how astronomical this would be. Connection and information is a gate pass around the globe. It is. It is.
I have a question for our audience, and it's just a quick thumbs up icon on the right hand side, if you wouldn't mind in the chat. Um, how many of you are aware of the Tascon or Growth Busters campaign we have going on right now and have actually completed it? So if if you've done one or the other, give a thumbs up on that one because that will help you get XP, which turns into future tokens, and it also gives you a chance to win a another way to win a free NFT.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people sending in the logo, the branding.
I'm assuming a logo is in place of the thumbs up.
Yup. Of course,
All right, I
man.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like seeing. Hey, listen, I'll take both. That's so far so good.
We got some.
And what I'll do too, guys, because I know we have a lot of new people in here too. I will drop those links in here shortly as well. But I was just kind of curious because we're definitely giving away multiple ways to win an NFT, and with the stacking component now, and what it can do for you, I think it'd be amazing. So yeah, nice guys, nice. Love to see the engagement. This is great. So yeah, let's keep rocking it out. Let's keep referring people there because that helps you out as well. Because that's even more experience points and more tokens in the future for you guys. So yeah, I'll go grab those links for the new people and I'll drop them in the chat shortly.
Right. So while we're waiting for the link, do you guys have any questions that you guys have? anything. By the way, while we're waiting for the link, I think this would be the perfect time to share to you guys what are the mechanics on the Genesis Pass raffle giveaway. So basically, guys, we are giving away one NFT, a Genesis Pass NFT, to a lucky engager in this AMA session. So, for example, last week we had Elec, Blue, and KK who was just vibing within the community, just hanging out. They was just chilling, sending some few things. So they were included on this week's wheel, but for this particular session is going to be spun for next week. So if you are just chilling around here, just just having the best time of your life, listening to the Genesis Pass, all the perks, all the features that are coming in, sharing your moments, sharing all the things that you love about the past, everything that you do, you will be included for the next week's wheel. So every at the end of the Genesis AMA, which is we're going to end in shortly in a few minutes, we're going to spin the wheel. So I'm seeing you, Captain Rips. I'm seeing you, Crypto Bay, right? Blue, KK, being consistent as always. Appreciate it. But yeah, so far, do you guys have any questions while we're waiting for the link? By the way, the task on will actually get you a chance to win on the $2,000 prize pool, and at the same time, we are giving away 20 NF Genesis Pass NFT on the task on campaign as well. I think Ryan is sending it shortly. So go ahead and check that. It's just a very quick thing to do. Just less than 10 minutes, you're done. Right? So let's wait for Ryan to send it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, while we're waiting for Brian to be able to post that, I do have a couple of updates for you guys with regards to TaskOn as well as Growthbusters. So the two campaigns that we have going on right now are TaskOn and then Growthbusters. The idea being that you can actually take advantage of both. So we are starting people on TaskOn, and you basically get to double dip because a lot of the stuff is the same thing. Where if you go through the TaskOn campaign, the last thing takes you to Growthbusters, where it's the continued social media engagement and support. There's a quick quiz on there to where it's literally 15, 20 seconds where you get additional points. And then also you can be able to get and qualify for the Genesis NFT rewards by joining our allow list. Now, with regards to TaskOn, we were actually just named to be a part of their summer heat. So this is a group campaign, meaning that we're basically partnering with a ton of different companies that you guys may be aware of. Seedify is a big launch pad, Avalon Finance, Reform DAO, uh, Blaze Pay, Bull Perks. There's about 3.1 million users that are a part of this campaign, and we were selected to be a part of it. So that's going to be a huge amount of exposure for us, what we're building, and the Genesis Pass giveaway. So I tell you that because if you haven't taken advantage of it already, I think it's only going to get more and more competitive. And so we're trying to reward you guys as much as possible for engaging in here. So there are a couple of questions that I saw in the chat. It says, will the platform and benefits associated with the Genesis Pass NFT be available in multiple languages to cater to a global audience? Yes. So we will be able to convert the material to different languages that will be conducive to our audience. And then we can use different types of technology to be able to uh, convert that into the language that's easiest to you. Right now, they're only in English, but we are looking to be able to expand that into other languages. So that way, regardless of where you are in the world, you can be able to learn and benefit as well.
All right. I'm seeing a lot of questions from the people. To be honest with you, this is really great. Um, wait. Blue asked, "Will we have a token?" That's the question.
So we do plan on having a token in the future. However, it will not be available until much later on in our roadmap. And what I mean by that is that any token that we create, we want there to be actual utility for it, where it would be the backbone of our ecosystem. So every transaction that occurs, we would be able to use that. You could use it to be able to vote as well as discounts on different payment methods, and there's a bunch of other utility that we're working through, but we actually have some phenomenal advisors called Arcanum Ventures that will help us with our tokenomics, designing the full token ecosystem. We already have a framework built. That's going to be a little bit later on in our roadmap before it comes live. But I will say that users that hold our Genesis Pass will get a airdrop. So you'll get a guaranteed portion of the allocation to Genesis Pass holders. And then for those of you that don't buy a Genesis Pass, you will be able to convert your points into brass tokens in the future. So regardless of whether you win on these, being able to engage in the community, engage on the platform, your points will never, ever not be worth something. So the more work that you're putting in now, the more that you'll benefit in the future.
All right, we got that, guys. Insane airdrop. We're going to have an airdrop, guys. If you are a holder, nice. And last question before we move on to the wheel. Shao Yu asked, how will Brass Energy ensure widespread adoption of their NFTs by both job seekers and recruiters?
That's a phenomenal question. And the truth is that the NFT itself isn't going to be what attracts job seekers and recruiters. It's really going to be the ability to source, validate, and match the parties with one another. Now, what the Genesis Pass does is it makes that process significantly easier because you're getting more awareness. So if you think of a Genesis Pass holder, if I'm a company and I have a job, you guys have seen our feed. If I post a position, it's going to show up more in the feed and have a priority to it. Conversely, if I'm a talent that's looking for a job, my profile is going to be put out there more than somebody that isn't a Genesis Pass holder. Now, there's all sorts of factors that'll go into this because it's also going to take into account your reputation score. So if you look at Genesis Pass holders, ultimate it's not the ultimate trump card, but it will be able to put you in a different line, if that makes sense. So if I am a Genesis Pass holder, but I have a really bad reputation, I don't engage or anything like that, and you're a Genesis Pass holder and you do, you're going to have a priority over me. And so those are some ways that we're ensuring adoption. But the biggest is purely in the tech, as well as the fact that right now, all the conversations that we're having pretty much start with we have a community of over 500,000 users and partnerships with 85 different communities. We're testing out a theory that we can be able to match and create better quality eyeballs than you can by paying with Twitter ads, and you can by going on some of these other platforms. And so instead of marketing your material there, market it to our Genesis Club. Because if we fast forward 6-9 months in the future, I want to be to where the Genesis Pass, the Genesis Club, is the first place where everybody goes if they have an upcoming mint. Because you would have 1,000, 2,000 people that are in there to where they're right at the forefront of Web3. They're all legitimate. And if I'm a company and I'm wanting to be able to sell out an allow list, I'd rather be able to go to them. Conversely, if I'm an individual that's looking for an airdrop, I'd love to be in that because I know companies are going to be attracted to it. So it's kind of the chicken and the egg situation, But the benefit to us is that because we're not launching that marketplace until later on, we have benefits that appeal to individuals as well as businesses. But it's the matching component and the verification that really is going to take this to a whole other level.
I'd like to say that it's only just the beginning, guys, and you're in the forefront of getting the pass itself. So insane value, like CryptoBase said, the NFT itself has a lot of potential and utility. It's just win, 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 win times 10. Yeah.
I do have one thing before we turn it over to you, Mark. Based on everything that we've talked about today in terms of the benefits of the Genesis Pass, what are you guys most interested in? Is it the lifetime access to the ecosystem? Is it the Genesis Club? Is it the passive income? Is it the Insta Apply? Is it, hey, this is a cool project that I think I can be able to get in and flip? Or is it something else? So if you could be able to type in the chat, it's really helpful to us because that allows us to know what should we focus a little bit more on and what could we flesh a little bit more out. So when we talk next week, I know there was a question about will there be additional utilities? We can add on to that based on the feedback of the community.
Yeah, I just want to jump in because again, I know there's some new people here from last week, and maybe even people that were here last week don't recall this because there was a lot of information as well last week. One of the biggest things that we wanted to do with Brass is build this community up for for you guys and also by you guys. So what I mean by that is we are holding these AMAs, we are asking these questions because we're trying to figure out what is the most important to you so we can focus in on those, like Brett was just saying, flesh some things out more, put some more things to the forefront, which you guys are looking for. So as we continue to expand, last week I think it was like 18 people. We went up to as high as 31 today. Looks like we're going to settle in at 28, which is awesome. That's a that's a nice increase. Hopefully next week we got the same thing. We have another 10 more people, and next week we're at 38, and it just keeps growing like that. Um, and as we get more people in here and we get more feedback, it helps us shape our ecosystem to be the best for you guys, which sets us up better for success, not only for us, but for you as well. So,
Love it. Yeah, join the queue for the Brass Synergy Ambassadors. We'll have a little bit more information on that in the coming weeks and months, but that is a part of what we are planning on to have ambassadors and partners. You guys have seen we've got just under 90 partners right now, and we're continuing to be able to grow that. And so, whether it's uh, partnerships for potential merchandise or trades for an NFT or accessories for an NFT or being able to host events with other people. We definitely want to be able to have that be a part of our roadmap. And as we start to flesh more of that out and get closer to it, we'll definitely have a list of people that can be able to apply and we'll have deeper conversations there.
We should like do the one last question because I think this is like very genuine and close to the hearts of our founders, which is Brett and Ryan. Last questions from Xiaoyu is I'm curious about the name of the server. How did you come up with this kind of name, Brass Energy, and why is it called Brass Energy?
Yeah, that's a great question. Originally, it was right after what happened with ICOT, to where literally 2 or 3 days before Ryan and I were on conference calls with, geez, probably 100 plus people, just like this, we were flying high. We were launching. We had hit $100 million market cap. We had a lot of people that we had personally worked with, and when you build a community to 50,000, you want to. I see in the chat here, you want to have trust, you want to have belief, and you want to have people coming together. and really coming together for something bigger than themselves. And when we got hit in the mouth with the founder running away with the funds, there was really four of us, Ryan and myself and two other guys that their names started with A and S. And so we were like, okay, why don't we just why don't we name it Brass for all of our names? And I kept on thinking about it. And if you look in like military or leadership, brass is typically the founders or the uh, like the officers. And I wanted to be able to have the blending of leaders, whether those are thought leaders, whether that are industry leaders, and I wanted to have the word synergy because that's really what we're doing. We're bringing people together for something bigger than themselves, and we're doing that at the top, whether it's industry leaders in Web 2, community leaders in Web 3. Each of the core team members is a subject matter expert in their area of expertise. And so that's really how we came up with the original name of Brass Synergy. It kind of works because of, if you think about the space and the way it is right now, there's a lot of opportunity for growth, and that starts at the top.
Yeah, and I would just like to add a little bit to this. The one thing that I've seen some comments in here about, gotta have trust at 100%. So another comment earlier on about hoping a project doesn't, dump or anything else like that. The one thing that we endlessly talk about on every single one-on-one that me and Brett have, because we meet every single day. We meet with our team multiple times a week. The one thing we constantly talk about is how to keep this uh, to be a business to where something like that doesn't happen. Like where it can't get dumped because one person, buys. Not that we have a token right now, but buys everything up and he just dumps it and leaves everybody hanging with the bag. Right? We've all seen that. So we are very aware of how the past has worked in the wild west of crypto. As everybody knows, there's been a lot more regulation over the last couple of years coming in there where it's not happening nearly as much, but it still happens. We know that. Uh, so yes, we're very aware of that, guys, and we continue to strive to make sure that we build a business, a platform, a place for you guys to go to that one person can't wreck it all. So I hope that gives you some more confidence in what we're doing here, along with some of the answers that we provided today. Uh, and I love the engagement, guys. Keep it coming. Keep the questions coming. I know we do have to wrap up shortly, and I know Mark wants to get to the wheel because we're super excited about that. But yeah, so
All right, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the wheel? Are you guys ready for the wheel? So, if you guys are here hanging out, your names will be included in the next week's wheel, by the way. But this week is all about the last week, which is, KK, Elect, and Blue. So, let me share that to you guys real quick. We have like a very small wheel here. Hope everybody see the wheel. Good night in Indonesia. Good night in the Philippines as well, and good morning to our Western folks as well. All right, so are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? All right. You might be wondering, Mark, how come I don't see my name here? I've been engaging in this, in CMA. Your name will be included in the next week's wheel, by the way. It's because me, Ryan, Brett, James, and everybody in the team actually would hop on a call, carefully choose the people that are, that were very awesome in this particular AMA. So that's what we're doing. That's why, we give a moment to pick the people that, that are being here. So with that said, this is from the last week's wheel. So don't worry about everything. You will be included in the next week's wheel. Okay. But let's spin the wheel. Let's go. This is going to be 60 seconds and going to spin slowly. So I'm excited. I'm excited. And if you guys win, by the way, please open up a ticket and us tag us or JPS, and send us your wallet, your Solana wallet, so that we could send you the NFT once we're done with the mints. All right. I'm seeing KK. I'm seeing KK. Is it blue? Is it? Is it? I don't have the drum roll sound. I don't have the drum roll sound. I only have the clap and the applause. But I think it's going to be blue. It's going to be blue for sure. So, congratulations, Blue. Yeah, sorry about that. But I could just feel the audience, like, like celebrating with us. Blue, congratulations, Blue. Congratulations. But with that said, thank you guys so much. Appreciate each and every one of you guys being consistent here. We actually hit 32 people. This is the largest AMA that we've done for the Genesis Pass. But before I say goodbye, Brett and Ryan, do you have anything for our awesome people here in the community?
Yeah, I'll try and be as short as possible. Thank you guys for everything that you do. None of this project would be actually possible without you guys. Loving the engagement with this. For those of you that didn't win but were on the wheel, know that you will be eligible for next week. We had a ton of engagement today, which is absolutely fantastic. Great questions. No question is a bad question. And I cannot wait until next week.
Yeah, and I'll just piggyback on that a little bit, guys. Thank you for everything again. Keep doing your thing. I know you're all very passionate about it. I can see it all in the comments, whether it's through emojis, actual typing things in there, gifs, whatever it might be. Just love the support. Thank you so much. And I'm sure you're going to continue to let people know about it, and we'll keep growing this audience. Um, we'll keep asking you guys questions, things like, what do you want to see, what type of features are more important to you, because not to sound like a broken record, but that's going to help us, so it just helps us help you. So let's build this community together. We truly built it this way, uh, to be that way, so we are building it just together. It's not just about five guys doing everything. It's about the whole entire community. And let's build the best Web3 Web2 platform ever. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. With that said, appreciate each and every one of you guys, and see you guys on the next week Genesis Pass. Make sure to join in order for you to see if you actually win the next NFT. All right. So with that said, thank you guys so much. Happy Monday. See you guys around. Goodbye. Bye bye guys.
Bye, everybody.